All right, let's dive in. Today, we're unpacking a story that, honestly, starts out as a total home buying nightmare. But stick with me, because it ends with a solution that could totally change how you think about getting into the property market. Just listen to this. This one sentence says it all, doesn't it? It just perfectly captures that feeling of total desperation at the heart of our story. We're kicking things off with a client who found her perfect home only to watch the whole thing start to fall apart. Okay, so this brings us right to our first section, the homeownership cliff. And yeah, it's just as scary as it sounds. This is that terrifying moment when the dream of owning a home is suddenly and shockingly on the verge of collapsing. Seriously, I want you to put yourself in this person's shoes for a second. You've done it, right? You've waded through the whole market, you found the one, and you signed on the dotted line. The future feels amazing, secure, exciting. You're already planning your life there. But then, bam, reality hits like a freight train. Just as settlement is right around the corner, you look at the numbers one more time. Now, for this particular client, she'd bought a house and land package, where you buy the land first and then build. And she suddenly realized her savings weren't going to be enough to cover that initial land purchase. I mean, she thought she'd done everything perfectly. Her finances were approved, the whole package was secured. But the harsh reality was a totally different story. There was a shortfall in her savings for just the land part, and that put the entire dream on the line. The numbers just weren't adding up, no matter how she looked at them. And let's be clear, this wasn't just some minor hiccup. We're talking about the very real possibility of losing her entire deposit, and with it, the future home she had so carefully planned. The stress, as you can imagine, was just immense. So what do? Naturally, you turn to the usual suspects for help. And that brings us to our next part, when banks say no. This is all about that desperate search for a lifeline when the clock is ticking down fast. Her broker, they immediately sprang into action. They were just hitting the phones, explaining the situation over and over again to every single lender they knew. The hope was that someone, anyone, would look past the immediate bank balance and see the bigger picture, that this was a solid buyer who just needed a little temporary bridge to get across.
The first lender? Nope. They just saw the risk, not the person behind the application.
The second call ended the exact same way. Then a third. You can just feel the hope draining away with each rejection, can't you? One after another, every traditional lender just slammed the door shut. With time almost completely gone, the writing was on the wall. A conventional loan was just not going to happen. But then, right when it seemed like all hope was lost, the broker stumbled upon something new. And this discovery, it changed absolutely everything. It's called deposit finance.
So, this broker found a completely different kind of lender, one that actually specializes in this exact situation. So what on earth is deposit finance? Well, to put it simply, it's a short-term loan made specifically to bridge that gap, to provide the funds you need to settle when your savings fall just a little bit short.
And the second this solution came into play, the whole feeling just shifted. All that panic, all that complexity, it just disappeared. All of a sudden, the path to her new home wasn't just a possibility, it was actually pretty straightforward.
This one-person success story really opened up a whole new way of looking at things, which leads us right into our final section, a new path to property. You see, this one solution created this incredible ripple effect. We're talking about past clients who are now helping their own kids get into the market. We're seeing multiple generations of the same family finally achieve homeownership. Heck, even other finance brokers who thought their own situations were impossible are now getting the keys to their homes. It's just amazing how one innovative idea can unlock so much potential. And this new path, it unlocks some seriously surprising possibilities. Just look at this number, $1 million. How could anyone possibly afford a home like that with almost no savings? So yeah, how did one client manage to buy a $1 million home using just $25,000 of their own money? It sounds absolutely nuts, I know, but it really happened. And we're going to break down all the numbers and show you exactly how in our next explainer. You're not going to want to miss it. Thanks for tuning in.